Advanced, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to this discussion video actually of this Warhammer 40k novel, at least some parts of it. So Throne of Light, the latest one from Geri, I think, was it? So guys, yes, I'm late, I know, I'm sorry, but hi to everyone in the chat, my Primarchs, Dark, Ferris, I really apologize. Dan, hi to you guys. So last week, I stumbled upon this video from Chapter Master Varlak, and he discussed something that he saw in the book, and then, well, I was interested because nobody told me about this series, which I'm very like, why don't you tell me about these things? I'm asking a lot of times how to find out the latest books, and I already thought that I finished the latest series, the previous series with Gilliman and all of that. But it turns out that no, this is also another series that is ongoing, Dawn of Fire, and this is the last book. And now, once again, I am starting from the last book, so it's kind of a bummer for me, yes, because I'm trying to be on top of these things and I cannot still catch them and catch up with them. So anyway, there's some stuff that I want to talk about this book, and eventually I'm going to do a full review of it. I'm kind of like in the middle of it, well, not exactly in the middle, but I want to discuss something that is usually a topic that is despite this book. I mean, it does exist despite whether or not this book exists, but since this now, I mean, something happened. If you don't want spoilers, of course, it is something that happened in this book that is pretty shocking. So I want to discuss that in particular, but the question that this raises, this particular event, it is in existence anyway, and I want to talk about that in general. So guys, sorry, I'm not yet I'm coming off a cold, so from time to time I sound worse and sometimes I sound better, so yeah, that's gonna be a thing, sadly. Thanks for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback, dear Ivy, and thank you, dear Clayton. So guys, the topic of this Throne of Light, this novel that it arises is, what is a heresy? I mean, is it a heresy, the mere existence of the primaris? And then how should the other Marines react to them? So once again, if you don't want spoilers, in order for me to get into this particular event as well, you have been warned. Now, I personally don't really care about some spoilers. I want to know because I already knew so many things about 40k when I got into it, and about the Horse Heresy books, about some of the new stuff that already happened. I had to catch up, at least with the lore, not with the book series. I really need like a table of all the books that are, listed, so I can see literally which book is behind which book is next, all of those things, because otherwise it's like they're just books, and people don't tell me, is this a part of the series, is this not? When I'm trying to look for them, it also does not come up sometimes, so yeah, but I'm going to figure out, damn it, I'm going to get you all the freaking books. And all the freaking books from that Dawn of Fire series. And Chris, hi to you too. And thanks, Ferris. So, do not lose my train of thought. I'm going to get to your comments, as always, kind of like when I finish my train of thought. So, guys, first impressions though. First impressions of this book. It is okay. I mean, compared to the Horus Heresy books, what to tell ya, it is neither here or there. You can say that these books are sometimes in some aspects more interesting or not, or just on the same level as some of the Horus Heresy books. Then again, some of the Horus Heresy books are not like the best thing ever. So some of them are better than others, some of them are super compelling, and some of them are just not. They kind of like fall flat, they're a bit boring, or they drew out like the action and well, what is happening in the story in a way that is just not very interesting, and I'm losing my concentration when I'm listening to them. And this book is kind of like in the middle so far. It's interesting, and then it's not that interesting, and something again happens. So far, it's, let's say, just okay. Now, that is the first impression of the book. So far is okay. I'm getting to learn some things about Gilliman once again, which is always great because I actually, I'm building great respect towards how he thinks and how liberal he is. I'm not trying to use this word in modern terms. I'm just trying to use it like it's just an English word to describe that he is just thinking outside the box, and he's not killing everyone that think differently, and he doesn't consider everything heresy, let's say. But getting to the point about the primaris. So, as I warned you before, huge spoiler, I have not gotten to this point, but I have learned about this from Chapter Masters of Varlak's video. And no matter if I'm going to talk about this book anyway and do a full review. So if there's anything that I have in mind that is different, I'm gonna let you know. But for now, because this is a general thing that is going on, it's a question between the Warhammer fans as well. Are the are the primaris heretical? Are they pure? Are they natural even, or all of those questions? Because in this book, the freaking Sons of Dawn. So basically, the primaris, as far as I understand, they were also Sons of Dawn. So there were primaris marines that are made for the Sons of Dawn. And then the other marines that are the normal space marines, the freaking Black Templars. They're just normal ones. Yeah, they decided to kill them. They voted or something and decided to kill them because they're abomination or something. They're heresy. But at the same time as doing so, are these Black Templars regular Marines commit heresy themselves? And here is how I see things, guys. I don't know, this came out like kind of like Irish accent for some reason. So here's how I see things, guys. So whatever Gilliman is doing currently, it is by the will of the Emperor. The Emperor wants to come back in some kind of a way. The way that we don't know yet, but he does. He does want to have a control. He does want to be alive. All points to that. We already discussed this. So whatever Gilliman does, Gilliman is trying to get back things together. He is doing things his own way, but something like to come out, and thank you very much, dear Clayton, actually, for this. Something like to come out with this idea to upgrade the Space Marines so they can proceed forward. They can have more of a fighting chance. They're stronger, to replenish the lost lives of other Space Marines with the primaris. To me, that is amazing. That is great planning. That is thinking forward. That is enhancing the technology itself. That's progressing the technology that creates the Space Marines in the first place, and that is helping the war effort. Everything that you can think of, I personally cannot see how is this a negative. Now, I understand from the tabletop point of view that a lot of people that already made their armies, they create their armies with the Space Marines, and all of a sudden these new Space Marines are coming out and they're taller and all those things, and people are like, oh, but I just gave a ton of money for this army and now I have to buy this one. Well, you don't have to, but if you want your Marines to be stronger, well, yeah, you kind of have to. But as far as I understand, guys, especially from the recent GW event that just passed on the 5th, I think, the first one on Wednesday, GW are doing similar things all the time. They are releasing new codexes, updated rules. So, yeah, it's kind of like they just want your money all the time, and they're just doing it in different kind of a ways. So, if they are doing it now with this kind of a way, and because the lore also has to progress, and something has to make sense somewhere. Well, yeah, I cannot speak about the tabletop because, I cannot invest in that, but yeah, if I had an army already with normal space marines, and all of a sudden they say, oh, we now have these new, I don't know if you can mix them, but maybe I would get a few of the primaris, or I'll just take my chances. Honestly, I mean, depends. But from the lore perspective, because I can only really speak about the lore, I love the idea. It makes all kinds of sense. And I did order, thanks to Maddie, one of my primers, I did manage to order one Red Angel figure, one of those McFarlane figures from Big Bad Toy Store, and I cannot wait for that to come. I cannot wait. I was so upset that I missed those figures when they're for sale here in Bulgaria, and I didn't know that they even existed. But I kind of thought that there's only the figures, the tabletop figures, and then I didn't know that there's such a coverage in Bulgaria in the first place that someone will get the figures and sell them here. But yeah, it was too late anyway, so I'm waiting for that, and I'm going to show you this awesome Red Angel when he comes. You know him very well if you've seen the figures, but it's another thing to see that in person. It's gonna be a big figure, like 8 inches or 7, I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is that's a primaris. They only make like primaris now, and a lot of people kind of angry about that. But in terms of the lore, if the Black Templars kill the freaking primaris that are there for help, they're there to be their brothers. Obviously, they do not have the same connection. They're just like remade, so to speak, and put in their chapter, in their midst. that kind of feels artificial. I've read from the other books how other space marines feel when their brothers are added, but in the same time some are like, yeah, okay, they will help, they will save us as well. They're loyal, and they're also untainted, so it's not like they can be corrupted, it seems. So that is like plus over plus over plus. And for the original space marines to be like, you're not our brothers and we're gonna kill you, that's ridiculous. I mean, that to me, it is betrayal of the emperor's vision. I'm not sure if he like explicitly said to Gilliman, here's this idea, do it. But the emperor doesn't care, he just wants more power, and better space marines is more power. So they will totally help everything, his cause in any case. So the emperor wouldn't want for, the other space marines, the older model, almost, that's not correct term, but yeah. The original space marines to kill their new brother just doesn't make any sense. So for me, this is, let's say, heresy, because if you're going against the emperor's will, it is heresy, especially if you commit murder. I'm trying to be careful what I'm saying because YouTube, but yeah, if you do this, they should be freaking punished. It's kind of a waste to kill any space marine, honestly, but I think this should be, punishable by death. So much like resources, time and effort from Gulliman, from damn it, I totally forgot his name. That awesome mechanical guy that lives now for so many thousands of years, and he like does whatever he can to come up with these upgrades in the first place. It's ridiculous not to do this, not to cross the Rubicon, become a primaris. It's ridiculous not to accept these brothers. Although once again, I understand how space marines are, but at the same time, they're created there not to have fun time with their brothers. They're created to fight and win battles for the emperor, for the imperium. So if there's like enforcements that come and they're like better than them physically, what? Like, why not? And there's something in the book that I did reach. It was about that the primaris don't have the same like coordination in the battlefield as the original marines, and that was not because they do not have these abilities, but it is because they do not have the same synergy, basically like compatibility with their older brothers. That makes sense to me, but that can also be fixed. They can train together, they can work together, that can be fixed, as long as the original Black Templars in this case accept their freaking brothers. So on that topic, and on that question, yeah, I think this is heresy, and this should not go unpunished. I don't know if this is going to reach Gilliman's ears. I can't wait to learn by the book. From the book, if this reaches Gilliman, is there going to be any punishment for these Black Templars for what they've done? And I sure hope that there is, because no one should get away with such a thing. It's like going totally against the Emperor's plan, just ridiculous. So we'll see. This is a long book. Like, all of these books are so freaking long. I have my Audible app on both of my phones. One phone is just for a tablet because it's broken, like, for so many years now, my Samsung S8. But yeah, if this catches up, I'm going to be able to see, synchronize with the other phone, where I'm exactly. But yeah, I'm pretty sure by Guy Haley, yeah. Pretty sure I'm like in the middle. There's some things in this book. You're halfway there, yeah. That's really like a filler, which I hope that they fix someday. It does gives us some kind of idea about how chaos works as well, but there's some filler there. So yeah, it's not all news about what exactly is happening, but they are like going through some main characters. So yeah, that's great. Like Abaddon, the spoiler. So that's cool. I love to see such bigger names. Let me see first your comments. Thank you once again, dear Clayton, for the warning. Clayton is not concerned with spoilers. McFarlane has a Necron and Orcs figures too. I never seen actually the Necron. Orcs, yes. Necron, no. Gotta send me a link. Alright, just have to see it. Yes, Archmage's Belisarius Cole. Thank you, Dark. Exactly the one guy that I'm thinking of. He's doing freaking miracles, to add more of an edge, to what the Emperor has to work with, basically, what Gilliman has to work with. So, for now, guys, from all of the Primarchs as well, I'm mostly invested in Gilliman just because he is, the Emperor's regent, and he's consciously does things that are better in some way than what the Emperor does, in the way that he thinks, in the way that he acts. Not always, of course, and he does. Has to be saved by the Emperor, like on at least two occasions. But whatever he's doing, he's just the most successful as a ruler out of all the Primarchs so far, it seems. And yeah, I just love that he's not so in his own butt with the such a snob, how some of the others could be, some of the other Primarchs, and in general how close-minded they all are, thinking that everything that anyone says about the Emperor's heresy, he doesn't think like that. It's just about he's trying to understand more. So yeah, I just love Gilliman so far. He's very interesting to me. But anyway, that's another topic, guys. So I'm continuing with the Throne of Light. I'm going to do a review. After that, I'm starting with the Avenging Sun. So this book was around for so long. 2020. So basically, I just found out about 40k after that. So basically, and this book was already out. I've heard of it, but nobody said that it was a part of a series, or I don't remember. Then is The Gate of Bones. Okay, so actually, the first book is by Guy Haley, the second is Andy Clark. I don't think I know that writer for 40k at all, actually. Never read anything from him. Then we have The Wolf Time by Gav Thorpe. I hope I don't butcher this, but yeah, I also haven't heard of this. And now we have the Throne of Light. So I have three books to catch up. on this, but I freaking will, before GW decides to get some new novels. And I think the event is already passed, but they were supposed to announce some new novels, this past weekend, I think. If you know any novels that were announced and I somehow missed it because I needed a break, I had a name day, all those things on the weekend, let me know, okay? I want to know about what is coming out, or at least where I can see like the latest, plan, whatever it is, list of all the books that are coming out, because I have to know. I have to be on top of those things. I need to know. Avenging isn't that great. Oh, isn't it? Well, damn. And hi to you, Dan. Hi to you, Dan. But it's a part of Dawn of Arceus, yes. Things bad to be 10 books? Really? Oh, okay, that's interesting. One question, Geri, like how much this Warhammer 40k very complex novel, I want to know just simple thing. Who is the heroes of the story of multiple different stories together? And they connect to Dark Imperium. Okay, so they do connect, yes. That makes sense. From whatever I get to hear from this, what Gilman was doing, they definitely do connect to the Dark Imperium. So yeah, and that is also something that's important. So I just desperately need to be, to know all of that. I just can't miss out on those things. So, okay, first I'm going to answer you very quickly. There's no actual real hero in this universe. It's not like Marvel, DC, whatever. It's just a lot more complex. If you ask me, I would tell you that yeah, everyone are kind of wrong and kind of right, but because it's just a mixture, such a mixture, that basically yeah, no one is really a hero. And for instance, the Astartes, they just think that they are the heroes, but in the same time they serve the emperor, and the emperor is not really what he is. I mean, he's not really good or all those things. But the differences between them, let's say, and some Xenos or the demons is that they at least have some virtues and qualities of honor, strength, commitment, loyalty, all of that are positive qualities. It's just that they also use them to hurt innocent people as well sometimes, or just kill Xenos that do not want to be at war with the humans, but they just don't care. They have to serve the emperor, so they just kill. It's like a genocide all over the place. So the only good thing you can say is how they think, and that's what makes them different. But it's literally like taking good qualities and pointing them as a weapon to do bad things. And sometimes if they defend humans or the human race, let's say that's a good thing because they defend, but they can easily turn away, or turn that and just focus on some other race or whoever is not really at fault, depending on context, situation, and just kill them all. There's instances where Astartes just killed people because they're in a certain region or in their way, and they had to do that. This is like a strategy. So yeah, no one is really good. 40k is not universe that you can really measure. It's case by case basis sometimes, and still, even then, the bigger picture, when you zoom out, you see that it's like the battle for power, for the egos, and people in the middle of it are just people. And when I say people, I mean also the Astartes. I mean the pawns on the chessboard. They're just like, conditioned to serve the bigger purpose from both sides. So that's how I can reply to you. Like Kelly said, that they have some very interesting things planned for the future, but they will come after the Dawn of Fire series, and also the Pariah and Penitent, Penitent, well, I don't know, I'm too tired, maybe I cannot read that, books. I don't know which are these books, Dan, but if you can bring me up to date, then, like, I'm going to search for them. Penitent novel. Okay. It's... Oh, I've seen that at least, but I didn't know that it's new words. 2021 Damn it, okay, that's next on my list. It's only one novel? It's not a series yet. That's interesting. Okay, thanks, Dan. I mean, Dan, feel free to let me know on Discord. The latest novels from, like, let's say 2020 till now, everything that has come out and it's connected to like the bigger lore and the continuation of the story of those things, the current lore, I must know, so you can always share that. The Triumph of Saint Catherine is the only new one I've seen so far. There are two sequel novels to Ravenor and Eisenhorn trilogies. It's 3 parts. Okay, so I'm at the Eisenhorn as well. I had to stop that, pause that because it's an older thing, and to get to this. But I'm in the Eisenhorn, the 3 books. Damn it! Omnibuses. But I have no idea, nobody told me about the other, where was it? Damn it! The Ravenor novels. Have no idea what that is. So, if you have any desire, then you can literally let me know about. Yeah, I see no series. I mean, I'm looking at those. Dear Clayton, if you can also write those down. But yeah. Jesus, there are 4 books. Okay. So if it is all of that I have to, sorry guys, get to catch up, I freaking will. Part 1 and 2 are out, and they have massive implications for the setting. Well, then I need to get to these. I'm going to get this The Only Good Orc. I don't know that one. I mean, nobody is putting the emphasis on how this is important, so that's why I didn't know about them. You know, I'm repeating a lot of times. Whoever is like up to date, like please tell me what to get, because otherwise I'm just going to get through all the Horus heresies. But they're 30k. They're older books. I have to know that. But I also need to somehow catch up with the latest, and then I can always go back to the Horus heresy or whatever else happened between that and the new lore, so I can have the whole thing, the whole picture. But first, priorities. Has a crazy twist at the end. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Thank you, dear Clayton. And that too, dear Ivy. I don't need to read all the Horus Heresy books. I think only 10 books are really worth it. Well, I know I have a list of the recommended books. There are more than 10. That's actually a thread in the Discord server, so you can see my list and what I've read so far. I also, note there what I'm reading now, so you can see that as well. But yeah, I kind of skipped a few and went to the Emperor just to review that book, but I'm gonna go back when I can read more important ones. Night Lord's books are good read. I already my first books for just how it happened, guys, were the Night Lord's books, the 3 books. I went through them first. That was my first exposure to 40k. Funny fact. So guys, I really need to go, but I hope that you enjoyed this discussion. Please let me know in the comments what do you think in general, because I know that there are 2 camps of people that think that the primaris are bad, some that think that they're great addition, which that's what I'm thinking because it's logical, makes sense for the story. And they're just cooler because they're stronger. I mean, they're not cooler maybe for some people, but the point is, does it make sense in the story, in the lore? Yes, it does make sense. So when you want to win a war, like what would you do? They're needed there. So yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully we see each other tomorrow. If you're interested in a new avatar, trailer reaction that is also here. I did it earlier today. But with the books, guys, I'm I'm determined to finish this, review it, and then start the whole book series. Finish that, start the other book series, finish that. That's gonna take. I mean, I only have 1 or 2 hours a day sometimes when I train or walk outside with my fluffy doggy to listen to the books. So yeah, that is how I can do, you know, two things at once, and focus on the books, not on YouTube or something that just doesn't matter. So I'm doing my best to, take it all in as much as I can. That or Groy. A lot of things, but Dark, you can always write that on the thread on Discord. Thanks, Varys, as well. Bless you. Bless you, guys. So, if you like supporting me, guys, you know where you can become a member of the channel. There's a new function now that is called Thanks. It's like super chat, but it is done, in the comments. I think mostly of the revenue stays there for the creators instead of YouTube, because they always take 20% on those things. Just letting you know. But yeah, OnlyFans where I do my education. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and if there's anything freaking Warhammer, you can always let me know. And also, best way is on the Discord server, which is open for everyone. Love you guys. Have a great night and great new week. Bye bye.